The morning on the human colony Aurora 3 began like any normal day. Soft sunlight touched the schoolyard, and children laughed while running between the learning domes. Teachers prepared for a small science show, and parents stood near the gate, happy to see their kids excited. The colony was peaceful, safe, and far from any trouble in space. No one imagined that this day would change everything. High above the colony, the sky looked clear until a strange signal appeared on the scanners. Colony Officer Brill frowned at his screen. A massive unknown object was entering the atmosphere. He tapped the console again, thinking it was a system glitch. But the signal grew larger, stronger, heavier. It was not a glitch. Something big was coming. Without warning, a huge triangular shadow passed over the school. The teachers looked up, confused. The parents stopped talking. Every child went silent. A giant alien warship, dark and metallic, floated above the colony like a silent mountain in the sky. It did not send a message. It did not request landing permission. It simply hovered, blocking the sun. Colonists whispered nervously. Some thought it might be a normal patrol. Others thought maybe the aliens wanted trade. But a few, especially the older soldiers who had served in Earth's defense forces years ago, felt something different, something cold and dangerous. Inside the ship were the Galactic soldiers, a brutal alien faction known in distant star systems for their merciless discipline. They had destroyed many weak worlds before, but Earth never believed they would come this far. Until now, Officer Brill tried to open a communication line. "Unknown vessel, this is Aurora 3 Colony Command. Identify yourself." There was no answer. He repeated the message. Still nothing. A chill moved through the control room. The alien ship began to glow with a cold blue light. Brill's eyes widened. "This isn't good," he whispered. In the schoolyard, teachers shouted for children to go inside. Parents tried to gather their kids. Fear spread quickly, but no one yet understood what was about to happen. A low, humming sound filled the air, deep and sharp at the same time. A moment later, the alien ship opened fire on the colony. The attack lasted only a few minutes, but it felt like hours. The learning domes, the playground, and the surrounding area were destroyed. Everyone who saw the aftermath felt their hearts break. Many children lost their lives that day, an event that shook not only Aurora 3, but the entire human race. Earth received the report within minutes. Satellite feeds, emergency channels, and colony distress signals filled every major screen at the United Earth Command Center. Officers went silent as the footage played. The room, always busy and loud, became so quiet that even breathing felt heavy. One senior commander clenched his fists. "They targeted a school," he said in disbelief. Reports spread fast. News channels interrupted all programs. Social feeds exploded with grief and anger. Across Earth, people cried, shouted, and demanded action. Parents hugged their children at home, unable to understand why an alien force would commit such a brutal act. The president of Earth was rushed to the emergency room beneath the Capitol dome. Generals, diplomats, and intelligence chiefs gathered around a large hologram showing the alien ship's path. Everyone was tense. Everyone waited for her decision. The president watched the footage of Aurora 3 again. Her eyes filled with sorrow, but her voice remained steady. "What do we know about the attackers?" General Sparks stepped forward. "Galactic soldiers, ma'am. A military species, strong, advanced, no past direct conflict with Earth." "Why attack children?" the president asked. "No reason known. They may be testing our response." The president looked around the room.
"Well, they have their answer."
She placed her hand on the activation scanner. The system recognized her authority. The room lights turned red, signaling a high-level military command. "Order to all Special Forces units," she said. "Immediate deployment authorization. Use full strength." The words echoed through the command center. Officers began moving fast. Messages raced through secure channels. On naval carriers across Earth's oceans, alarms sounded. In underground bases hidden beneath mountains, soldiers grabbed their gear. In orbital stations above the planet, elite teams checked weapons and armor. The world was no longer calm. The world was no longer patient. Something unstoppable had awakened. The U.S. Special Forces, the best of the best, were being mobilized. Navy SEALs prepared in their coastal training base, silently moving with sharp focus. Delta Force operators gathered in briefing rooms, studying alien patterns. MARSOC teams tested their exosuits and oxygen rigs. Army Rangers loaded transport crafts with supplies. For years, Earth had trained its soldiers for the unknown. Now the unknown had arrived, and Earth was ready. Meanwhile, on Aurora 3, rescue teams searched the remains of the school. The colony doctor, Dr. Halen, stood near the ruins with tears in his eyes. "Why?" he whispered. "Why, children?" Survivors held each other. Parents cried. But beneath all the pain, something stronger began to grow. Determination. Humanity had suffered, but humanity would respond. In the command bunker beneath Earth's surface, the president looked at the hologram of the alien ship once more. It was moving toward another colony. Another group of innocent people. She spoke firmly. "We stop them now." Special Forces leaders nodded. They knew this mission would be dangerous. The Galactic soldiers were powerful, but Earth had something they did not: heart, unity, and a reason to fight. As the stealth ships rose toward the stars, the entire planet watched. The Special Forces transport ship, Eagle 9, cut through space in complete silence. Inside, the soldiers sat strapped in, listening to the soft hum of engines. No one spoke much. They did not need to. They all knew why they were here. They had seen the reports, and every one of them carried the same fire inside their chest. Captain Jace Walker, leader of the mission, studied the hologram projected in front of him. It showed the alien ship that destroyed the Aurora 3 school. The ship was moving toward another colony, Lumen Base, a small settlement surrounded by thick alien forest. Walker's jaw tightened. "They think we're weak," he said quietly. Sergeant Maria Torres, the team's sniper, checked her gear and replied with calm confidence. "They're about to learn the truth." Next to her, Corpsman Reed, the medic with quick hands and a sharp mind, adjusted his medical kit. "I hope they do," he said, "because we won't get a second chance." On the opposite side, tech specialist Lynn, the drone and hacking expert, tapped commands into a small device. "I'm picking up their signal path," he said. "Their communication system is old. Strong but predictable. If I get close enough, I can break into it." Walker nodded. "Make it happen." The ship lights dimmed as the pilot's voice echoed through the cabin. "Team, preparing to enter stealth mode. We reach Lumen Base in 5 minutes." The soldiers sat up straighter, their armor glinting under the soft red lighting. Everyone knew this was not just a mission, it was justice. When Eagle 9 entered the atmosphere of Lumen Base, the forest below stretched endlessly, filled with tall blue-leaf trees that moved gently with the wind. Everything looked peaceful. Too peaceful. The ship landed quietly on a hidden clearing. The team stepped out, their boots sinking slightly into the soft moss. The air smelled fresh, almost sweet, but something felt wrong. Torres scanned the area through her visor. No movement. But there was movement here recently. Walker raised his hand, signaling everyone to stay low. "Lynn, send the drones." Lynn released 3 small drones the size of metal insects. They hovered upward, blinking faint blue, and disappeared into the forest. Inside Walker's helmet, a map appeared showing drone visuals. The forest looked calm, but there were bent branches and trampled plants, signs of something heavy passing through. Reed pointed at the feet. "They're tracks, large ones." "Galactic soldiers," Walker said. "They're close." The team moved forward with silent steps. The forest grew darker as thick vines and giant leaves blocked the sunlight. Every sound echoed: the crunch of leaves, the distant chirp of alien birds, and the low rumbling of something far away. The deeper they moved, the more tense the air became. Suddenly Lynn froze. "Wait, I'm picking something up." He showed Walker his scanner. A cluster of red signals appeared. "Many of them." "Contact," Walker whispered. The team dropped to the ground. Torres looked through her sniper scope, her heartbeat slow and steady. "I see them." In a small clearing ahead, Galactic soldiers marched in formation. Huge armored bodies, glowing visors, and high-tech weapons strapped across their arms. They walked with complete confidence, as if nothing in the galaxy could challenge them. One of the aliens spoke in a deep mechanical voice. "The humans will not resist. They are weak. Their colonies will fall." Another laughed, a sharp metallic sound that echoed through the trees. Reed clenched his fists. "They're mocking us." Walker stayed calm. "Let them." The aliens moved toward a large civilian shelter on the far side of the forest, the same place many Lumen-based families were hiding. The special forces had minutes, maybe less. Walker whispered, "Positions." The team spread out. Torres climbed a high ridge, aiming her rifle at the alien line. Reed took cover behind a fallen tree, ready to assist anyone. Lynn set up his hacking pad, fingers flying over the controls. Walker took the front position, waiting for the perfect moment. The aliens got closer to the shelter. Closer, closer. Walker lifted his hand. Execute. Torres fired the first shot. The bullet hit an alien's armor with such force that it knocked the creature backward. Chaos erupted. Aliens roared, looking around frantically. Walker and Reed opened fire from the ground, hitting weak points in the armor. Lynn launched a drone that exploded above the aliens, creating a blinding flash. The aliens tried to regroup, but they were confused. Humans were not supposed to fight back like this. Humans were supposed to be afraid. Walker moved like a shadow between the trees, firing quickly and accurately. Torres provided cover from above, taking down alien after alien with steady precision. Lynn shouted, "I'm in their system!" He tapped into the alien network, disrupting their communication. The aliens' helmets flickered, and their formation fell apart. Reed pulled a wounded soldier to safety and patched him up. "You're okay. Get back in the fight." The aliens tried to retreat, but the special forces pushed forward with fierce determination. Every human step was a message. This is for Aurora 3. This is for the children. Minutes later, the last alien in the group fell. The forest went quiet. The team regrouped, breathing hard but steady. Torres wiped sweat from her brow. "That was too easy." Walker stared at Lynn's screen. A new signal appeared, strong, heavy, powerful. Lynn swallowed. That's their commander." A huge alien fleet was entering the system. Their leader, General Varkesh, was coming personally. Reed whispered, "Why him? Why now?" Walker looked at the sky, where faint lights began to appear. "Because he thinks he can crush us," Walker said. "But he has no idea what he's walking into." The ground shook as the alien fleet descended. The forest of Lumen Base shook like a living creature as the alien fleet descended. Branches trembled. Small creatures ran for shelter. The sky, once soft and blue, turned dark with the shadows of massive warships. The Special Forces team stood in the clearing, watching the sky fill with enemy vessels. Captain Jace Walker breathed slowly, keeping his mind calm. Fear was natural, but he knew something stronger than fear: purpose. Behind him stood his team, Torres, Reed, Lynn, and dozens of other Special Forces units arriving through stealth transports. Earth was no longer sending small squads. This time it was an army. Walker spoke through the comms. "Everyone hold the line. General Varkesh is coming, and we're going to stop him here." The soldiers responded with a unified, steady "Yes, sir." Moments later, a massive alien dropship landed on the far side of the clearing with a thunderous crash. The doors opened, releasing a cold, metallic smoke. Out of the shadows stepped General Varkesh, taller than any alien they had seen. His armor glowed a harsh red, and his voice shook the ground. "Humans," he growled, "you dare resist us? You dare challenge our authority?" Walker stepped forward. "You attacked our children. That was your first and last mistake." Varkesh laughed, a deep, booming sound filled with arrogance. "You are insects. You are nothing." Torres whispered into her comm, "He talks too much." Walker lifted his hand slightly. "Get ready." More alien troops stormed out of the dropships, hundreds of them, heavily armored and armed. Their weapons hummed with energy. The humans watching from behind the fortified positions felt the weight of the moment. This was no small raid. This was the enemy's attempt to crush Earth's spirit forever. Walker didn't blink. "All units," he said calmly, "begin Operation Ironheart." At once, the battlefield exploded into action. Delta Force operators charged from the left flank, moving fast through the trees. Army Rangers launched smoke grenades and created blind zones the aliens struggled to navigate. Navy SEALs fired from the shadows, hitting precise weak spots in alien armor. MARSOC moved as a shock team, pushing forward with heavy fire support. The aliens fought back fiercely. Their cannons fired beams of energy that struck the ground with massive force. Trees snapped. Rocks shattered. But the special forces were trained for chaos. They used the forest terrain, shifting between cover points, attacking from angles the aliens didn't expect. Torres climbed a high ridge and locked onto Varkesh with her sniper rifle. "I can get him now," she said. Walker shook his head. "Not yet. We take out his army first?" Torres nodded, focusing her shots on alien officers. Each one dropped, creating confusion in their ranks. Lin, meanwhile, crawled behind a fallen tree, working on his hacking pad. Sweat dripped down his face.
Almost.
"Got it, yes!" He broke into the alien armor system and disrupted their boosters. Many alien suits suddenly lost power, slowing them down. Some tripped, others became easy targets. Reed sprinted between positions, pulling wounded soldiers to safety. A ranger grabbed his arm, blood on his sleeve, and Reed quickly wrapped the wound. "You'll live," Reed said with a quick smile. "Now get back in there." The battle grew louder, heavier. Alien reinforcements kept coming. Human forces kept pushing. Neither side backed down, but Varkesh was watching carefully. He stepped forward, crushing a fallen tree under his armored foot. "Enough!" he roared. His voice echoed through the forest. "Come face me, human leader." Walker looked at him. "You wanted me? Here I am." Torres gasped. "Captain, wait." But Walker stepped out from cover, walking toward the massive alien commander. Varkesh smiled, showing metallic teeth. "You are brave," Varkesh said. "Brave but foolish." Walker didn't answer. He sprinted forward, dropping low as Varkesh swung a heavy plasma blade. The blade tore through a large trunk, sending burning fragments into the air. Walker moved with precision. He slashed his combat knife into a small gap between Varkesh's armor plates. Sparks flew. Varkesh roared and grabbed Walker, throwing him across the clearing. Walker hit the ground hard but rolled, standing back up with determination. Torres took aim. "I have a clean shot." Walker shouted, "No!" "He wants me. Focus on the troops." The soldiers followed Walker's order. The alien army, now disorganized and losing momentum, struggled to coordinate without proper communication or armor support. Varkesh charged again. Walker dodged left, then right, striking the commander's joints and weak points. He moved fast, too fast for the alien to catch easily. Lin shouted into the comms, "Captain, I hacked his armor. I opened a weak spot on his chest, upper left." Walker looked at the glowing weak point on Varkesh's armor. "Torres!" he yelled. "Now!" Torres didn't hesitate. She aimed steadily, took a breath, and fired one precise bullet. The shot hit the exposed point perfectly. Varkesh staggered, dropping his blade. He roared in pain and rage, stumbling backward. Walker leaped forward, driving his knife deep into the weakened armor. Varkesh collapsed to one knee, his massive body shaking. The alien army froze. Walker stepped back as Varkesh fell to the ground with a heavy thud. A wave of silence washed across the battlefield. The Galactic soldiers looked at their fallen commander, then dropped their weapons. Their ships began pulling back. For the first time, they looked afraid. Walker stood tall, breathing hard. Torres, Reed, and Lin rushed to him. "You okay, Captain?" Reed asked. Walker nodded. "Yeah, we did it." All around them, human soldiers lifted their weapons in victory. The alien fleet retreated into space, leaving Lumen Base safe. The battlefield was quiet now. The forest slowly returned to life. The wind moved through the leaves again, and small creatures peeked out from hiding. Walker spoke through the comms network, sending a message across all channels. "Humanity does not start fights, but if you harm our children, we will finish them." The world heard it. The galaxy heard it, and the galactic soldiers would never forget it.